X go give it to you. Sorry, I couldn't think about a better way to start. Hey, HLC Stanley back again. Today I just got back from watching Free Guy, a movie that has Ronald Reynolds as an NPC character in like some kind of video game world that becomes slowly self-aware, and this is just my first impressions of it. And just from the basic premise, as I just probably kind of glimpsed over, it's a pretty interesting and actually kind of decent movie. I mean, it's not fantastic, it's not laugh out funny, but I got a bit of a chuckle out of it. I mean, sure, the idea of a movie about a video game world has been done before. We've seen it in Tron, we've seen it in Wreck-It Ralph, we've seen it in Pixels, although this is definitely not better than Pixels. And the best way to describe it is, I can best describe it as Deadpool if he was in a Wreck-It Ralph or Tron-like world. And Ryan Reynolds was pretty good in it. Taika Waititi is kind of this obnoxious hipster in it, kind of the baddie in it. Jodie Comer was actually pretty good in it as the secondary lead in it. And I forget that boy, that his name. I'm sure someone else out there knows. As the Keys character, who's like one of the people who worked on the game, he was pretty good too. It's kind of hard to kind of lay down thoughts, especially after having seen the film. Before I go into that, I also forgot to bring up that back at Monday night, my mum and I went to see the latest movie from Shyamalan, Old. So I might as well just kind of get that out of the way. I thought that was interesting. It's a Shyamalan film. It's come to what you expect. It has the weird Shyamalan-isms in it. You know, weird acting, weird dialogue, just kind of bit of the necessary intensity, and just kind of the typical twists that you probably predict even before the film's halfway over. But anyways, I already talked. You don't want to know about Old. You want to know about Free Guy, and I generally kind of liked it. I mean, some of the humor with it was a bit cringy. I mean, they often talk about toxics and the like male privilege or something, or maybe they're just kind of self-aware, just kind of poking fun in that ground. If that was the intentional, then kudos for kind of calling it out. That's what humor kind of does, just call out ridiculous, obnoxious stuff. But one thing that kind of interested me about this when I actually started seeing it was that there were little nods and references to like pop culture and kind of video games in general, a bit like Ready Player One, almost like Deadpool meets Ready Player One. In the first 10 minutes of the movie, I immediately caught the Mantis from Halo 4 kind of just walking by in the background, and the Scorpion tank from those games. And I'm a big Halo person. I just thought, wow, I didn't expect to see that. And there are also references to a lot of stuff, like even some of the other Marvel stuff, like at the ending where the Ryan Reynolds character, like Guy, he kind of whips up the Captain America shield, and his fist turns like the Hulk fist, and they actually play the whole Avengers theme, and it's pretty funny because the reason I was interested by this film in the first place was because the whole reaction video from the Ryan character of Deadpool and Taika's character of Cord doing a reaction video. That, admit it, you all went to see that film because of that little reaction video. There couldn't be any other reason you'd probably want to see this film. Maybe one or two, but still, just too far few and far between. So, what was that? Oh, and there were, I say spoilers, I guess, but they were just out of nowhere. He kind of like whips up a lightsaber at the end, plays a Star Wars theme because, you know, 20th Century Fox and Disney owns it now. And I was like, even it's not exactly funny, but it just kind of comes out of nowhere. That you can't help but just kind of laugh that it just kind of did not expect something like that. And that's what comedy does. It kind of jolts at your expectations, and I give this film props for doing some of that. Um, I liked some of the music video. It has director Sean Levis in the chair, who did the Night in the Museum trilogy, which I grew up with myself, and I kind of enjoyed them. Um, Music by Christopher Beck was pretty good and decent. But some of the songs they kind of put into it were actually kind of nice and decent. Not something I would listen to often, but still very nice and cute. And the special effects and visuals, even if you know it's fake, you kind of don't mind it because it's kind of the intent. It's about this kind of video game world, and where it all kind of looks kind of fakeish anyway. It's a bit like the Tron films. You know it's obviously CG, but that's kind of the point. It's not set in our world. It's set in this whole other world of computers and video games and binary ones and zeros and all that. And they don't just make it like some dumb situation comedy. They make it kind of interesting and intriguing. And I won't give away all of it, but allow me to say it is pretty interesting and very almost profound. Almost. It's not perfect. It's humor doesn't make you go overboard laughing out funny, but it's still sneaky and clever enough that you think, oh, I must have missed that. I kind of forgot about that, and maybe it kind of acknowledges that it exists, or at least reminds you that something exists, or at least kind of pokes fun around it, or just kind of just a little Easter eggs for geeks and nerds like me to just pick out and kind of be taken by surprise. But yeah, those were my ramblings and my scrambled thoughts on the Free Guy film. I hope to see the Snake Eyes film next week, and I'm still giving the benefit of the doubts over that, as I promised. But anyways, yeah, those are my quick thoughts. This is HRC Stanley. Peace down, signing out.